Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man who's on the path to becoming.
Tonight, a parent is heartbroken as one of two victims in the deadly school shooting in Minnesota has been identified as 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel. You're watching the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden. It's the kind of pain no parent or community should ever have to endure. Authorities say the shooter's online posts were filled with hate, and now investigators are combing through hundreds of pieces of evidence. Ashton Hagman has the latest from Minneapolis.
Yeah, hey there. I can tell you that the emotions here in Minneapolis are still very raw. The community is just beginning to process what exactly happened inside Annunciation Catholic Church, as investigators are doing the same. The sun has set and risen over Minneapolis since a shooter opened fire inside Annunciation Catholic Church. 2 children were killed in the gunfire. Officials say an additional victim injured by the gunfire has since been identified, bringing the total to 15 children injured. 3 adult parishioners were also shot. They were gathered in the church for a back-to-school mass, marking just the 3rd day of the school year.
And now they're faced with, how do you go back? How do you put it back together? It's the start of school.
As the community continues to mourn, police are digging into the shooter's motive. Officials confirming 23-year-old Robin Westman used 3 different guns during the attack, and they were all bought legally and recently. Police say Westman shot through the glass windows, where they found 116 rifle rounds inside the church.
This is an unthinkable, completely senseless act. Violence perpetrated against children worshiping at Mass. And no investigation, no evidence will ever be able to make sense of such an unthinkable tragedy.
Police have executed search warrants at the church and 3 other locations. We're told officers recovered guns during the searches. As the investigation grows, so too do the memorials, filling the street corners and outside the steps of a place of worship that has become the center of a tragedy. We are hearing countless stories of survival from inside the Catholic Church. Among them, a 10-year-old who says he was in that mass with his friend, heard the bullets coming through the stained glass, and in the pew, his friend jumped on top of him, took a bullet, likely saving his life. Thankfully, that friend will also be okay. That's the latest here from Minneapolis. Back to you.
Going back to school should be a joyous time, probably anxiety, probably nervousness, but it should be exciting and wonderful for kids and all of those things. One of those things should not be having to worry about if you're going to get shot in school that day.
It's a kind of pain no parent should ever have to feel, the shock, the grief, the emptiness after a tragedy like the one in Minneapolis. And here in Connecticut, of course, that heartbreak reopens old wounds. 13 years after Sandy Hook, 2 local families who lost their own children are now reaching out to the community in Minneapolis with empathy and strength and a message of hope for the road ahead. Fox 61's Stephen Reels has the story.
As families grapple with the heartache and the numbness caused by the shooting in Minneapolis, those same feelings were felt right here in Connecticut 13 years ago. And now those emotions have come back.
It breaks my heart for the families that they're about to embark on a really hard journey.
A journey Jenny Hubbard is more familiar with than any parent would like to be. Hubbard's 6-year-old daughter, Catherine, was one of the 20 students who were killed during the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Now a mirror for what families need to process in Minneapolis.
The reality is that these families right now are thinking about, how do I breathe? And how do I explain to my family that we now are planning a funeral?
For Hubbard, the journey toward healing came with the preservation of Catherine's memory.
She had a single purpose. She wanted to keep animals safe.
An animal sanctuary in Catherine's name, dedicated to highlighting nature and empathy between people.
Wherever you see an animal or a family of animals, you would probably find Catherine.
You don't get over it, you just continue to process it, and my heart breaks for these families.
Mark Barden lost a 7-year-old son, Daniel, in the 2012 shooting. Today, he champions the Sandy Hook Promise to help schools and students recognize the warning signs that could lead to similar situations like what took his son's life. Now the nonprofit is said to have helped prevent 18 school shootings and more than 1,000 suicides.
And all of those warning signs represent opportunities to intervene when you know the signs. And I felt like I owed it to him to do this in his honor, to be the caretaker of all living things, as we used to call him. I would hope and I would think that he'd be proud of the work that we're doing.
Several fundraisers have been started to help out the families who've been impacted in Minneapolis. So if you'd like to help, we have a list of verified GoFundMes on our website, fox61.com. In Newtown, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
And for the latest developments in Minnesota, download the free Fox 61 News app. Just scan the QR code on your screen. Time for a look at the weather now. It's another beautiful day out, at least in terms of temperatures. We did see some clouds today, and now there's a possibility of rain tomorrow. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank now for our first look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, it's a big travel day leading into Labor Day weekend, and I'm not expecting any big issues. In fact, most of the state will end up staying dry, but there is a chance for a hit or miss shower or thunderstorm first in the morning and then another window in the afternoon. And after that, we don't have to talk about any rain chances this weekend. It will be dry from start to finish. It will start on the cooler side on Saturday, but by the end of Labor Day weekend, temperatures will be warming up. Speaking of warming up, it's not going to be as cool tonight as it was last night into this morning when overnight lows dip back into the 40s. Heading into tomorrow, here's the front that we're watching. It looks impressive right now, but it will start to fall apart a little bit by the time it gets here. Tomorrow morning, we'll start the day off with clouds. Chance for an isolated shower. Will break for some sunshine, and there could be another spotty shower or storm in the afternoon, especially in the eastern half of the state. We'll talk more about that, plus the weekend forecast coming up. Brent.
All right, Rachel, thank you. A New Haven high school student detained by ICE for more than a month has been granted bond by a federal judge. 18-year-old Esdras was arrested in July while working at a local car wash and has since been moved between detention centers in several states. Immigrant rights advocates say this ruling brings him one step closer to returning home. Community leaders will gather on Friday at Wilbur Cross High School to share updates. While Esdras won't be there, his attorney will answer questions on his behalf. In Newton tonight, East Lyme named a new police chief. Kevin Glenn will officially be sworn in on September 8th. Glenn brings 25 years of law enforcement experience and has served as North Haven's police chief since 2020. Town officials say they're excited to welcome his leadership and commitment to community-focused policing. He'll be stepping in for former Chief Michael Finkelstein, who retired in May following legal issues. A Vernon man faces serious charges after police say he repeatedly put lives at risk with reckless driving. 22-year-old Aiden Fisher is accused of speeding through an active construction zone late Tuesday night. Police say he narrowly missed workers and police. He left the scene but was later arrested at home. Police say this isn't his first offense. He is linked to multiple dangerous incidents involving his red Ford Mustang. His bond was raised to $400,000, and that Mustang is now impounded. And a man from Durham has been arrested in connection with a deadly crash that happened in January on Route 17. State police say 22-year-old Nevin Moore was driving north when he collided head-on with another vehicle, which killed an 86-year-old man. Moore now faces multiple charges and was released on a $150,000 bond. And Willimantic police arrested a man in connection with a February stabbing. Investigators say 34-year-old Jonathan Figueroa and two other men got into a fight with the victim, which escalated into a violent assault. Figueroa allegedly stabbed the victim, who suffered minor injuries. He now faces multiple charges, including second-degree assault. His bond was set at $425,000.
I'm very upset. Why are they doing this to children?
Right now, parents are fired up about the first day of school in Enfield after some kids say the school bus never picked them up. And now parents want the superintendent to adjust bus routes, among other things. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot spoke to parents about their concerns.
Parents and students tell me the first day of school in Enfield was chaotic. Not only do students claim their bus never showed, parents say their children are being told it's okay to walk to the school bus stop on roads without sidewalks.
This is just an unsafe road for my daughter to be walking on, especially this side of the road. As you see, we're so close to the white line here. People fly up and down this road all day.
That's just one of the many reasons John James doesn't want his 9-year-old daughter Madison walking on South Road. James, along with other parents and students, are not happy with bus routes this year or how the first day went.
In the morning, we were waiting outside. The bus stopped where it usually stops and then took a left and kept on going down, never picked me up.
Journey Todd claims in the afternoon her stop was missed again, and another student we spoke to, Amelia Weston, said the same thing.
In the morning he was all fine, he was cool and all, and then when we went on, I noticed he started to go down all the streets, and then everybody was trying to scream and like telling them where the bus stop, and he was ignoring them. And at one point, the bus driver went down the same street 3 times in a row.
Both girls are on different routes. Todd's grandma says this is not acceptable.
Now they're making her walk all the way, I'm assuming that we have to walk her all the way down a half mile down this like 45-degree grade hill to a stop a half a mile when the bus literally has to stop at the stop sign in front of my house.
Amelia and her mom said the bus driver in the afternoon passed her street completely.
It was very scary. We were all very nervous. We had a lot of parents come out here, and we were all trying to figure out where our kids was.
Enfield Superintendent Stephen Mochio says over the summer, the district worked with the bus company to redesign all bus routes to be more efficient and match the Board of Education policy. Mochio sent Fox 61 a statement and says, quote, "The safety of our students and Smith Bus Company's drivers remains our top priority. We recognize that this represents a significant change from previous years and are sympathetic to everyone affected. Questions and concerns received are being reviewed individually and adjustments are being made as necessary," end quote. Amelia says the bus situation Thursday afternoon made her nervous and scared.
My best friend, she was having a mental breakdown, and because I didn't know what to do, so I confronted her.
James and other parents we spoke with say they plan on attending the next Board of Education meeting to get to the bottom of this. In Enfield, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.